Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Yorkshire Voice podcast. I'm Lucas.
And I'm Jordan.
And I'm Faye.
And we are joined by Ella and Gabby for Special Pancake Day segment later on. It remains unclear whether number 10 was aware of America's decision to pause military aid to Ukraine, days after Donald Trump's row with President Zelensky in the Oval Office. Downing Street's revealed Sir Keir Starmer spoke to the US leader last night about the war with Russia. The government insists the UK remains absolutely committed to peace in Ukraine. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov says the move could play a key role in forcing Kiev towards a deal.
We are seeing that some European nations are saying they will continue to provide comprehensive support. It is obvious that the US has been the chief supplier in this war so far. If the US suspends these supplies, it will make the best contribution to peace.
Today is Pancake Day / Shrove Tuesday, and the UK's top 5 pancake toppings have been announced. In 5th is sugar, 4th is Nutella and bananas, while 3rd is Nutella and chocolate chips. 2nd place is maple syrup or honey, while miles out in 1st place is lemon juice and sugar. The botanist and Lees are trying something a little bit different, though.
Yes, hello. I am Gabby Buivedaite and
I'm Ella Mather.
And we are here in the botanist celebrating the Pancake Day, where we have the famous hanging pancake kebabs.
Yeah, it looks delicious. So we have 3 different flavours here. We're not really sure what they are, so I think we have... Right here, we've got some chocolate and orange.
It's chocolate orange and strawberry blondie. We got the share stack over here, so...
Yes, there's 2 chocolate oranges and 1 strawberry blondie. And we've got a selection of fruit and sauces and ice cream as well.
I think it's really fancy, really beautiful, very nice presentation. And we're gonna see how it tastes.
Here. Right. Gabby, would you like to go first?
Okay. So the controversial thing is, do you eat your kebabs like this? Or do you take it off and put it on a plate? So it might be controversial and just bite into it. Yeah. Mayhaps.
You've got to get messy with your food. This kind of food.
It has the oranges though, so...
Definitely messy.
It's definitely messy, but it's nice.
Yeah.
I got mostly of the orange, but this one's not too sweet as well. The orange gives a bit more of the fruitiness and that freshness. It's very lovely, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really nice. Do you want to dip in to any
Oh
of the sauces?
gosh.
See what
I feel like dipping it in would be better than sliding it off.
Yeah, maybe sweet. I'll take off the other one and I'll try.
You go try the other one.
Yeah, let's try the strawberry blondie. Ooh. Very fancy metal skewers. Okay, I'll try take a bite of everything and see what it's like. Let's go here.
It is a bit messy, but
Yeah.
it's worth the mess.
Over the place, but oh my god, that is delicious. Wow. The strawberry goes really well with the pancake. Like, it's such a good combination, especially with the cream as well.
I bet the people in the studio are very jealous of us right now.
No, that's marshmallow. Oh my god.
It's marshmallow?
Melted marshmallow, pancake, and yeah, and strawberry, and I think that's taste test. Flapjack. Oh my god, this is amazing.
Wow.
This is so good. Like, I definitely recommend this one.
Just a cheeky bite into the strawberry.
Yeah, got some strawberries and oranges and
It's like a full-on sharing plate.
yeah, it's like
It has
raspberries.
sauces.
Raspberry. Ooh, delicious.
You know what it feels like? It feels like chocolate fondue.
It does, yeah. This is what you have in your chocolate fondue. You have all the little like picky bits. It's really nice. And we got a sauce here. See what this is like.
What sauce did you get on your side?
I think that's a raspberry sauce.
I have some chocolate, melted chocolate on my side.
I'll have a look. See what. Let's consult the menu. Yeah, raspberry coulis.
Interesting.
Ooh, so that's
Very fancy.
raspberry sauce, very fancy, but it's so delicious. Yeah. Oh, I might have a little
Little
picky bits.
blueberry.
Little blueberry guys. Trying to be healthy.
It goes well with the World Obesity Day as well.
Yes, it does, which is today as well. Polar opposite kind of
Choose your poison.
stories we're talking about today. Choose your poison, definitely. Great, yeah.
I would say it's definitely worth the price. It's really very fancy, really good for like a date or something.
Really good. You get loads of it. You get fruit like raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, oranges. We have a massive like, what is this, like a banana? Like a big banana here, guys. For you to have. Whoops. That you can have all to yourself, or you can share with whoever you're with, because it's a sharing platter. And then we've got, yeah, the hanging fabs, which are really, really lovely. Definitely recommend the strawberry fondue.
They call these the hanging cakes to celebrate the Happy Hangcake Day.
Happy Pancake Day, guys. Yeah, it's really, really nice. And also, I think we have some selection of ice creams as well.
Yes.
Should we have a go? Let's see what this is like. This looks like a raspberry one. Ooh. Ooh, nice. It's like little chopped up bits of raspberry. It's really, really nice.
I think I have a little bit of Biscoff on top of mine.
Gorgeous. Do you want to try some of mine? I'll try some of yours. Let's share the sharing platter. Oh.
Delicious.
It's melted like just enough as well for it to be nice and creamy.
I think we are gonna go back to eating our lovely
Yeah.
pancakes.
Definitely. It's definitely a different type of kebab than what I was expecting.
Yes.
Like when we were sent out to have a try of this, we thought, oh, it'll be like a doner kebab, but no, it's a pancake kebab, and yeah, we definitely recommend it. Should be a new trend. Definitely.
Yeah.
Great. Well, happy Pancake Day, guys, everyone.
Happy Pancake Day.
Day. Happy Pancake Day.
Back to the studio.
Back to you in the studio.
Well, guys, thank you for showing us that clip. We definitely do not feel jealous right now. What do you guys think about it?
Well, I think that I need to go and try it. Is what I think. That sounds absolutely amazing. It's like combining all the perfect toppings into one dish, and I think it's a very clever idea, new and unique, and I like the sound of it.
Definitely. What about you, Faye?
Oh, I'm already feeling hungry right now. But yeah, I definitely need to eat some pancakes right now. I wish we could have some right now while we have this talk. But my question is, what toppings would you want to add on your pancake?
I have a savoury option and a sweet option. I always start off with savoury for obvious reasons. So I love a bit of bacon, ham and cheese. It's got to be really salty, the bacon as well. Like the fat still needs to be on it. Then I just put some maple syrup over the top of that, roll it up, cut it up and eat it. Then for my sweet option is either maple syrup and banana or just banana and Nutella.
can't beat a bit of Nutella.
What
No.
about you?
Nutella on a pancake is just
Just
unmatched.
Nutella.
Well, Nutella and banana probably, but I do like syrup as well. Just
Yeah.
syrup. Quite a plain. It's one ingredient usually, but I think if I was going savoury, it'd just be cheese.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Very nice options. I think for myself, I would add Nutella, banana, and strawberry.
Ooh.
And maybe if you want to go the extra mile, you can add like chocolate syrup all over it. That's a massive one. And then if it is savory, just cheese, because you can't go wrong with that. But if you want, you can make it like a pizza, like pancake
Yeah.
pizza, something like that. It's even better.
I think less is more with pancakes. Less is more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the more there's too much going on in my mouth. I'll just have one bite. I'll be like, I can't have the rest of it. It has to be like either 2, maybe 3 at a push, if it's like a good optional item to add to it. But if it's more than 3, I won't have it.
Yeah, it's like an explosion of flavors. You kind
Yeah.
of need to be able to differentiate what's going
Exactly.
on. And I think if you're trying to put too much in one, it's kind of
might end
waste a
up-
pancake.
You might end up in the hospital or something.
Yeah. Oh, so obviously they said at the end of that video that it's World Obesity Day, and guess what? That's the next segment. So today marks World Obesity Day, with the focus on changing systems rather than people. Martial arts is widely regarded as being one of the best ways to keep fit, and the opening of new classes has helped bring down child obesity. Leeds-born 2-time world champion and lead instructor at Tang Soo Do Denby Dale, Liam Daly, gives his thoughts.
How has Tang Sudo kept you fit?
Tang Sudo's kept me fit. It's something that I've done for 30 years, but as I've got older, I've not kept to the fitness as much. But by continually practicing and doing what I can, I've found that I'm able to keep fitness levels and progress. I'm just doing what we can, and that's the key thing with our martial art is doing what we can. We'll have to push everyone to the utmost, where we're going to try and kill anyone or push them beyond the limits. It's not about doing what you can. As long as you're doing what we can, moving, keep your body active, you always find that you keep you up.
Obviously, you teach sport as well. How pleasing is it to see so many young people getting involved and keeping fit?
It's phenomenal. It really is. To say again, I've done this for 30 years now, and it's teaching the next generation something that I would aspire to do, and to see that, to see those sort of the next generation coming through and working hard, pushing themselves every week, and sometimes they even impress me with the amount of work that they put in and the effort that they put in. And certainly, the next crop of martial artists come through, pushing for world championships, where it's something to talk.
Perfect.
Freya Webber and Lucy Atterby from Leeds Trinity University attended the Bradford Live press event last Thursday to get the inside scoop on the latest developments. Joint CEO founder Dame Rosemary Squire had plenty to share about her career journey and the future of Bradford Live.
First question I've got here is, if your career in theatre was a movie, what kind of movie would it be, and what's the next big moment for Bradford Live?
Oh my goodness. If my career was a movie, well, it's a bit of an epic and quite long, because I have to say, Howard and I, we're co-CEOs and we've worked together for 40 odd years now. And between us, we have clocked up 102 years in the industry. We actually had a party last year to celebrate 100 years. So it's a long running an epic, and it's had different, if you like, parts to it. And this is perhaps the most exciting, I have to say. Certainly the most diverse.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about producing shows and running theatres. We now do all sorts of entertainment venues, and we've got a much more diverse company with live theatre, but we've also got live streaming, event cinema, we've got an education business, lots of ticketing and technology and so on. So yeah, it's more diverse, more fun.
So in terms of like a movie, is there one that comes to mind like straight away?
Oh, no.
No. James Bond?
No, I don't think it's as sort of wild as a James Bond. It's a bit of a more of a gentle key, but no, No, I think it's a sort of. I would think of it more of a costume drama, sort of an epic, like
Moulin Rouge.
maybe not Moulin Rouge. I'm thinking more of those Merchant Ivory ones that are, quite slow to build, but then lots of passion under the surface as well. Yeah.
Thank you. And obviously, theatre's all about drama.
Yes.
What's been the most dramatic behind-the-scenes moment of your career?
Oh my goodness. There've been a few and a few great shows.
Tell me.
I have to say, I think opening venues and shows that open and stick in the mind. So I remember having, in fact, Northern Valley Theatre from Leeds that came and opened our very first regional theatre down in Surrey back in the early 90s. And it was an extraordinary day. There was one of these deluges where you got flash flooding. So it was all going on outside with it all going on stage as well. So we had great drama on the stage and great drama outside. So that was something.
Wow.
There was another night when we'd got Patricia Hodge opening in a show in the West End when there was an IRA bomb. This was in the days when there were the bombings in London. In a pub went off across the road. And we then carried on and had the opening night. And she was amazing. She just a trooper. She went on and carried on. So that was all quite...
just kept going.
Yeah. So that was pretty exciting.
Anything? And then obviously with Bradford Live opening in autumn,
Yes.
who or what performance are you most excited to see on stage?
Well, we've not announced them yet. I can't give you any because not yet. We will. Honestly, we'll be back, and you'll get another bite of the cherry then. Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. Cup of tea, just what's needed. And there'll be more to come. I think there'll be big events for kids. It's a great space that all the family will come to. And I don't know if you've seen any of the smaller spaces, but there'll be the opportunity for local too.
Yeah, I was saying like local artists from Leeds. Or
Exactly,
Bradford.
Leeds, Bradford, comedy bands. Did you see the Boiler Room place?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it wonderful?
Oh, that's beautiful. I was thinking dance.
Yeah.
Like just do a dance class or even film a dance routine, contemporary dance.
Well, I have to say, in every other venue that we operate, because we have a big education division with a company called Stagecoach and another one called Drama Kids, that, how cool is it to come and do a performance or a workshop in a proper professional venue? Yeah. We do that with every other of our venues.
I saw the auditorium and all I wanted to do was get on stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Might have to keep contact.
There'll be some kids there.
Please.
We'll have some open days later on in the summer that people, from the community around here can come and see the venue and see all that's going to be on offer.
So, guys, why do you think Bradford gets so much criticism?
I think genuinely with any area that's underrepresented educationally and financially, I think they instantly get that bad rep, but I don't think it necessarily applies. We've seen so many stories come out of places like this of people being great and making a good future for themselves. So I think it's just that aspect people immediately look down on it, but I don't necessarily think that's the right approach.
Yeah, I agree with that. What about you, Faye?
From what I've heard is people typically blame, apparently because of the immigrants that live in that area, or because it's their fault and they are ruining Bradford. But I don't think so. I mean, maybe there are certain areas within Bradford that they're like poor, they're rich, middle class. But I think it's the same thing with every city in the UK. There's always going to be like a bad area, like we have in Leeds with is it Hare Hills or yeah. So it's kind of like that.
I agree with that, and I believe like if something bad happened in Bradford, for example, today, like something small, the media then will make it massive or something, and then everyone will be like, "Oh, that's such a Bradford typical thing to happen" or something. So yeah, so the comedy troupe Murder Incorporation is staging their monthly show at Seven Arts in Chapel Allerton tomorrow. The show is entirely improvised with characters and settings chosen by the audience. Evan Whitten spoke with group member Harry May Beadle about the history and the appeal of the show and what audiences can expect on Wednesday night.
So, if you could tell me a bit about how Murder Inc. got started, I guess, like where the idea for an improv murder mystery show came from.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I have to admit, so it's been going for a while. It was set up by two of our kind of founding members, so Jade Fernley and Kate McCabe. So they kind of generated the idea, and it's been running for nearly 10 years, if not longer, I'd imagine. We have a cast that comes in and disappears again, but they've kept it going. I suppose what they have done is taken what is a sort of well-known idea, the idea of a murder mystery, and then applying it into the sort of improvised format and making it fun. Each show has a different theme, so that the setting and the characters are all different each time. So there's this like fun element to the show. So it's not just sort of improv games, but there's a really sort of strong thematic element that makes the murder mystery part work. And we've done murder mysteries everywhere, everything from ancient Rome to pirate ships to an IKEA.
What do you think it is about the improv element specifically that appeals to you and maybe other members of the group, opposed to it being like a scripted show?
The fun of improvisation is that you don't ever know really what's going to happen. As a player, you're really working with other people and you're really sort of generating stuff as it comes to your mind. It's a really fun way of performing because you're really engaged with each other. You have to be really present. The more you support each other, the more stupid and ludicrous it can become. I think from an audience perspective, there's something magic about when it all makes sense, when things connect and you're like, they've made this up, but somehow there is a story to follow. You know, with a scripted show, yet you can still have that response. But if you know that everything's being made up by the people on stage, there's a level of sort of precariousness. So when it does pay off, it feels all the more fun and enriching.
Murder mysteries and true crime and stuff like that, it's obviously quite a popular genre, quite a popular idea. But I guess the idea of like an improv murder mystery audience involvement show is quite kind of a fringe thing. Maybe though, when such positive reviews came in, there must have been a moment between you all where you sort of went, seems like we're doing something right here.
We as a group bring a lot of energy and a lot of fun. And I think that audiences respond to that. There's always the risk with improv. It's not going to work because you just don't know what's going to happen. In a way, we're always slightly amazed when it does work out and people do like it. So, it's always a joy and a thrill to have people kind of respond positively. And sometimes the more wacky the show, people tend to like it.
With a lot of like small scale Amdram productions, there's a lot of like cheesiness with something like what you guys do. Is there kind of a bit of an effort to maybe like avoid being too cheesy, or do you just like prefer to go full hog like into it?
It's a good question. I think it can sometimes depend on what the theme is. Our shows in February have all been the theme was rom-com. There are themes where you can tend to go a bit cheesier with it because it sort of fits the world. I think we try to avoid it being too cheesy, but sometimes that's what the audience wants. But it's always a comedy. There's always jokes.
Do you like notice any difference in like audience reactions or participation, like depending on where you are?
It can be really different depending on the audience that you've got. We do 7 Arts in Leeds once a month, the first Wednesday of every month, and because it's quite a theatre setup, it's less like a pub atmosphere, whereas some of the shows that we do at one at Thread in Stockport and the Apron Apple in Manchester, it's a pub environment, so people can be a bit more rowdy. This venue you're in can change and attracts a different type of audience. Sometimes you get really rowdy audiences, and that can be challenging. Also, sometimes you get clients that are a bit quiet, and you've got to kind of warm them up and give them permission to shout out characters and laugh.
A lot of what you do relies on the audience. There must have been a few times where maybe it's kind of gone a bit pear-shaped.
What we get from our audience at the top of the show, we get characters for all the performers and we get locations for each of the scenes. Sometimes you get stuff that's really challenging. I know Kate, once we did the show in IKEA, everyone got as like a human character and she was an IKEA trolley. And everyone was like, I don't know how you're going to do this, but she really pulled it off. So sometimes the things that you think are going to be challenging actually you can turn out to be really, really fun, wacky characters. That's kind of part of the job, and that's kind of what's fun about it, is like getting given a whole bunch of stuff that you weren't expecting and trying to make something magic out of it.
What do you think has managed to like keep the group going for so long? Like, do you just all click with each other?
If you feel safe to play and be silly and clown about on stage, the cumulative effect is that you build a lot of trust with each other. If something's funny, like I will laugh out loud at it, because I think we all genuinely find each other funny, and I think that's something, like, we're having as much fun as the audience are.
In a time where a lot of the things in the world seem so kind of tense and on edge and volatile, do you think that having something that's just stupid and funny and silly that people can come and see, is that part of why you guys do it?
It is known that when things kind of politically or culturally are challenging, that people look for stuff that is funny. They need to find some lightness in the world. I think as humans, we're searching for comedy. I think it's a way to interpret the world, and it reminds us all to sort of laugh at the world and laugh at existence, because it is sometimes dumb and stupid. If our show and people coming to our show gives a bit of joy to people, especially if they're not feeling great or challenging things happening, that's what the job is.
Do you have any message to the people of Leeds about, why they should come if there's any more tickets, or maybe what to expect on Wednesday night?
In Seven Arts in Chapel Allerton, it's the first Wednesday of every month. You're always going to get something new and exciting and stupid and funny. And if you're looking for that once a month, then come along. We'd love to see people at the show and keep us going. Support local culture, support local performers, support local venues, spend your money in those local businesses, because Leeds is hemorrhaging them at the moment. And I think it's important for us to be supporting your local culture.
Now for sports, Champions League action returns this evening with plenty of players on show. Our region will recognise Ross Barkley, Emiliano Martinez, Robin Olsen and Jacob Ramsey could feature for Aston Villa today, and they've all featured for clubs in our region. Ex-Leeds stars Danny Den Huevel and Ben White could also feature for their clubs, as could ex-Hull stars Vito Manunon and Chuba Apcom. So, guys, obviously Champions League tonight. Who do you think's gonna perform well tonight?
I think Real Madrid. I think they obviously lost to Real Betis at the weekend. Anthony scoring that late goal, and I think they'll want to bounce back well. And the Champions League's always sort of been their competition. We've seen in the past of the most successful side in the Champions League, and I think that sort of form will continue here. And Atletico Madrid's big game, big derby for them, so they'll want to go out there and put in a good performance.
Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, after Mbappe getting his hat-trick against Man City, probably one of the greatest hat-tricks I've seen from a player against Man City at this time. I think Real Madrid, obviously being well known for being the legends of the Champions League games, they'll definitely make it to the final, I think. They just got to watch out for Liverpool or Barcelona, one of them two.
They'll be the two that can cause the upset, I think. And if we get a Real Madrid-Barcelona final in El Clasico, I think it's about as good as it gets, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So what do you think the result will be for the Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid game, Faye?
I think I generally think it's going to be a draw.
Really?
Both teams will score like one goal.
Do what? I agree with that.
Yeah, you were saying just before about Griezmann as well and how he's a consistent performer. Do you think he'll get on the scoreboard?
I have been supporting him since the 2018 FIFA World Cup, when he was obviously representing France. And I watched like all of the matches, like from the beginning until obviously the end when they won. And since then, I have been supporting the French team. So I should support him too. So, but the thing is that with Real Madrid, obviously they're, in my opinion, overrated, because there have been so many legends that played in that team and also in Barcelona too. But that doesn't mean that they're going to win. It could be a draw, or they're going to lose.
It always goes down to what happens on the day. History is not something we'll be thinking about in a game like today, is it? But I'm gonna edge them just to win. I think I'll go 3-2 is my prediction for the game.
I think it'll be 2-1 or 3-1 Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid to score first in the first half.
Yeah.
Then Ancelotti to his eyebrow raise.
In the Bundesliga, and I think we're faced in a few cup finals as well. So I think Bayern Munich will be looking at that game as a chance to sort of redeem themselves a little bit, but we've seen again this year that Bayern Munich haven't particularly been firing on all cylinders, and Leverkusen have got the upper hand on a few occasions. So I think it's going to be a difficult one, that. But I think Leverkusen will just take the lead in this first leg. But I can't see a Champions League quarterfinals without a Bayern Munich in it this year.
I don't think they'll go far. I think they'll get knocked out this round because this year, looking at Bayern Munich, you just don't know who's going to turn up today. Like they're a really good side, or they're just going to underperform. Like I believe it was the first game of the Champions League this year. They played against Aston Villa, and my word, Aston Villa absolutely ripped them up. Even with John Duran, who's gone to Saudi League now, with that halfway line goal against Neuer was unbelievable.
Yeah, I do agree. I think it's essential for them that Harry Kane's firing and gets the goals, because we've seen Pavlovic come in on a few occasions and do a job, but he's still 19. He's not really got that Champions League experience, whereas Harry Kane, he should be scoring. These are the games that he should be thriving in, but he hasn't done on a few occasions this season. Obviously, he had a great year last year and he's not really followed it up. So if they can get him firing, I think they'll be in a good place.
What do you think, Faye?
Well, I'm not really sure who's going to win. I think both teams sound quite strong.
Yeah.
Maybe 2-1. I think that's a bit difficult.
I think it'll be a realistic score that between both teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it looks like one of them like games where it's like, for example, Man City playing against Liverpool. You don't know who's going to win that game. Let's say both teams are on form, obviously.
It's not gonna be like when it happened in like 2014 when it was Germany against Brazil when it was 7-1 or something. It's not gonna be like that.
No, it's not going to be a high scoring game,
No.
but it'll definitely be entertaining. Well, I hope it is.
Both sides' strengths are attack. So
They might have like a few yellow cards, maybe a foul. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Then I think one of the big games coming up tomorrow for the final game, according to Google, is PSG against Liverpool. Now, that's going to be a game to watch. Obviously, PSG beating Brest 7-0 in the second leg. And then Liverpool just absolutely ripping it apart in Premier League and in Champions League itself, ending at the top of the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Liverpool, they've been faultless this year in Champions League, but it feels like back on domestic form, they've kind of stuttered a little bit as of late. And I think for Anish, a lot of the players, they'll be mindful of not carrying that form over into the Champions League, especially not with the quality of PSG coming at them tonight. But I do think that PSG will get the win. I think Dembele has been firing. I think they've got players across that front line that can cause damage. And I think with Liverpool's form taken into account, I think could be difficult evening for them.
Yeah.
I
don't know what the score's going to be.
I think Liverpool is going to win.
I think it as well. I really do think it will.
Didn't Liverpool win a championship or not?
They won it in 2019. It was COVID era, wasn't it? They won it.
I think it was a year before. They beat Tottenham 1-0.
Yeah.
Dua Lipa performed pre-match.
Oh, yeah. Was that Istanbul?
Yeah.
So they have a chance.
They do, yeah. It's going to be a tougher game than Tottenham is.
Or they will have a draw.
The draw is a shout. Yeah, I think that could
either
happen.
that or they could win.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, that's all we have time for today's guys, unfortunately. So thank you for tuning into the podcast. See you next week.